Good morning.
Right? Good morning.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say good morning in Vietnam, but it's pretty boomer. So I guess I still just kind of did it in a way.
Yeah. Good movie, though.
How are you? How are you, Mr. Deactivated Instagram user profile?
Yeah. Do you guys even know me anymore? Because I don't have an Instagram. Am I still alive? Am I still human? Am I still a photographer?
I don't know. Are you?
These are all the questions you have to ask yourself when you deactivate Instagram. For those of you that are listening and are like, "Oh, I think Aaron blocked me." Not true.
Well, then everyone loses their minds.
I haven't gotten to use our soundboard in a while, folks. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. You see me looking off screen. I was looking for it.
Yeah.
Aaron deactivated his profile. Oh, yeah.
Well, then everyone loses their minds.
So good. I was looking through my sound bank the other day. And I said, oh, there's a treasure trove here. How will these go by the wayside? If you're new here, I have at least 12 sounds that can be extremely relevant throughout our conversations. That was one of them. Mr. Heath Ledger, R.I.P. Greatest acting performance ever, in my opinion. Yeah, it's a hot take, but you can agree with me or disagree with me. But that's where I stand on that. So yeah, how you feel? 72 hours out from Instagram. Not just an app deletion, but more of a serious maneuver of I'm going to actually just disappear. My profile's going to disappear, which is cool because I think there's still a tether when you delete the app. You're like, well, everything's still there. People can still find me. You did a hard pull. I mean, you can reactivate, but it's a harder pull in the sense of not only do you not have the app icon on your smartphone, you can't go on your desktop, and people can't currently find your work. Is that stressful for you?
Correct. Not in the moment. It was kind of like something's been tugging at me for a long time, a really long time. Anytime that we've talked about it on the podcast, it's been like a thought in my mind, but I never went through with doing it. There was always a reason to keep it, whether it was like, oh, but I have this gig that I just did and I'm going to want to promote those photos. Or, oh, I have a DM that's out. I'm hoping for a response for a guest. I inquired about a job. I need to keep this going. Oh, I just posted a reel. It's doing well. I need to keep it on here. There was always an excuse to keep it going.
So kind of like bargaining?
Yeah, I suppose. Some better than others, some silly, some whatever. But sure. I just never got to the point of like I'm gonna remove this. Hard stop. So it's been tugging for a bit and questioning the soul. I think like really having lots of conversations in my own mind about it, about like, you know, what is this? What's this giving me? What's the return? What's the investment? Did it pay its dues? Am I where I need to be? And then I started auditing like a few things, like where'd my last 5 clients come from? And I was like, okay, so the last definite 3 came from relationships and local and talking to people. Okay. Right. And then I went back a little bit further and I'm like, I think 4 out of 5 were definitely through just interactions where Instagram was not a part of it. And I was like, okay, so that's not impossible. Like this notion of like, I need an Instagram to have business was like, no, that's going to be me putting in the effort and reaching out. And maybe I'll do it in a better way with the free space. So that was a check.
Cool.
Then in terms of like, who do I need to communicate with all the time? Seth, I have your phone number.
I had to email him the link to this recording room today.
Yeah.
Felt like Fred Flintstone.
Yeah. But I was like, the majority of people that I'm really communicating with, I have their number and we talk or we call or we do whatever. So that's, yeah, there's those periphery relationships that are wonderful and great. And I'll miss them and I'll be back. Like I'm not, this is not a forever thing. This is a detox thing. And then I think the goal being developing healthier relationships with my day to day and then incorporating it back without going back to some of the things that I was doing, which was just like honestly wasting time and getting stressed out about things that I have no control over.
Yeah. So
There's three, and then I'll stop yapping. But there's three big moments in our news cycle in the last like 6 months, and
here goes. Episode's gonna get flagged.
I won't even give descripts, but I will.
Don't even take a side because people don't come here for that.
No, yeah, but here's the life point of this.
Okay,
I'm a dad, and three out of 3 tragic events that have happened in the last 6 months, where it's like, oh, there's video of people being, we'll bleep that out, but there's video of it, and I didn't ask to wake up and be on the couch with my son next to me and like scroll through and then see like this person was unalived, and whether my son was in the other room or around, my mood changes.
Mm-hmm.
My reaction, like, oh, whatever it is, that I believe in, like that sort of energy and that sort of vibration or whatever you want to call it, like transfers. And
it's not something to believe in. It's an instant fight or flight response.
Yeah. And I believe
change in your nervous system
in mine. And I believe that transfers. It's like, if you look at like a flock of birds or a herd of elk, like one sprints and they all feel it and they all kind of move in unison.
Sure.
So I believe humans are way more in tune than we give ourselves credit for. And you can walk in a room after someone's been fighting. It could be quiet and you could be like, I feel there's a tension in here. There's something up, right? Like you can cue into these subtle details. So my point being is, like, I didn't ask to go into that response on a random Saturday morning. And I certainly didn't need my son to be worried about my response or be like, whoa, what was that? And having to hide it or lie or like, and it happened a number of times. And I was like, this used to be like a photography app. And now I'm like getting bombarded with culture and like,
it's difficult to curate your experience no matter what, because they have ways around it.
Right. And so that became like, hey, this is not my intention. Like, I can make this my intention to look up the news or see what's going on in the world. But if I just want to chill out and like look at funny dog videos, the next swipe shouldn't be someone being offed in the middle of the street. That's just my personal opinion. That's not the algorithm I want, but you can't help it, especially when it's done. You can do it after the fact, maybe try to curate stuff, but can't happen. You can't undo what's been done. So that was the big thing that was like, hey, there's a lot going on in the world that in my town I don't have control over. The news will get to me between my parents, people at work, friends. Like I'll hear what I have to hear, but I don't need to be bombarded with a lot of fake stuff, a lot of real stuff that's crazy, like just who knows what's what anymore. It was too much. And I just said, you know what? I don't even want to be able to check it on the computer. I am going to just say a pause, say a nice little goodbye for a bit. So that's kind of where it's been.
Cool.
Yeah.
And for 72 hours, and then we'll get into some of the other things of today. I'm not rushing you by any means. I'm just letting people know that this isn't the whole bulk of the conversation, because it's not lost on us that we do talk about this frequently.
Yeah.
This is recent. This is relevant to us. I think you like us as hosts somewhat from what you know, because you're still here week in, week out. So I think it is relevant to talk about ourselves. So this is a big event, Aaron. Good to know about it.
I bet there's a lot of you that are having that conversation that I've had for months, if not years.
And I got a soundbite for them, buddy. If you're thinking about it, you keep teasing the idea.
Do it! Just do it!
Yeah.
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it! Make your dreams come true!
Shia LaBeouf. There we go.
I love it. Yeah, and replace this whole topic with anything like I need to go to the gym. I need to lower my cholesterol. I need to. There's this. I should stop drinking. I should hang out with friends more. Like whatever has been tugging at you. I should stop playing Fortnite. I should really pick up the guitar. Like whatever's tugging at you. Everyone has a thing probably. Like start making steps to it. It's very rewarding. No matter what the topic is, it's very rewarding to self to be like, hey, good for you. You're doing that thing we've been talking about for a year. You're taking the steps. It feels in alignment with what you've been feeling when you do take those steps. And that's been a good
the counterforce to anxiety.
Yes. So it's been a couple days, 3 days. I'm not getting any awards at this point, but I got to say, it's like
I can give you one.
Thank you. It reminds me of my first couple times in the Adirondacks where cell phone service just disappears.
So nice.
When cell phone service disappears and you have no control over it, there's a initial sort of anxiety, but then it completely goes away very quickly because it's like, okay, there's nothing I can do. I better make the best of whatever's going on. I'm not going to freak out about there's no cell phone service. That's not going to change anything. So
I feel that way on planes.
Yeah.
I never buy the Wi-Fi on planes.
Yeah, no.
Never.
It's not gonna be good either.
I stare at the flight map.
Yeah.
Raw dog. People out there who are flight map people are like, hell yeah, brother.
I love the flight map. Gotta have it on.
Also, sidebar. I had to turn the volume in my headphones down because I just played that Shia LaBeouf clip. Just do it.
Your ears are bleeding?
No, Haley comes out going, is somebody screaming outside? Like, no, it's just Shia LaBeouf being too loud. So down with the gain in the headphones.
But you've just learned a sound effects hack for movies. Record it through your headphones so it feels distant.
Oh, really?
I don't know. She thought it was someone in the distance through a wall, so that worked.
Yeah, or I'm just a moron who's destroying their ears. So
yeah, probably that.
Probably that. Anyway,
yeah. Listen, I'll wrap this up. A lot of free time. Not getting scrolled. I sent you a quick list off the top of my head, but they're not that they're self-hate. That's the term I use. Yeah, go ahead. That was my quick thoughts of like what's happened so far.
All right, scrolling to our conversation. I scrolled too far.
Yeah, we don't talk that much. We talk
24/7. I don't see it.
Oh, well. So I erased it.
Because you're embarrassed?
I did. Vulnerable? I deactivated my text messages too.
It's weird. Well, to be fair, I'm looking at iMessage on my computer, and sometimes not everything loads. So
yeah, that is true.
Anyways, when I come back to being present with you, I was trying to find a reference though, so it was relevant.
But it's right here. I have it. So okay. I wrote really quickly, self-hate gone, and what I mean by that is like
I read that and I was like, whoa, I had no idea you self-loathe.
No, but like that voice, that critical voice that's like, dude, what a waste of time. Like you should be working out. Why are you on your Instagram? Like get off the
It's not a kind voice. It does have some truth to it though. Is the thing.
Yeah. You're around your son. Get off your phone. Put your phone down. Why are you checking your phone? Like, yeah, I get it. So,
I think that's a valuable thought. Where it goes wrong is where it's like, you're a piece of shit.
Right. Productive moments tenfold, I wrote. Yeah. So now I'm not.
What's that mean? Remember we had a conversation about what productive is. So
I'm to me, non-productive is getting stuck on an algorithm that you don't know what's coming up. So it's a potpourri of nonsense. Now, if my algorithm was all Lightroom hacks, 5 best tips from creators or whatever it is, and I'm going through it, like at least I'm on a thread. At least I'm on a path. At least I might be taking something. But the fact that if I spent an hour and just had a random like funny this, golf this, horrible this, guitar this, whatever. Like it's just all over the place. You go after the hour, I was like, I'm walking away with, I don't think anything, potentially a lot more stress, potentially a lot more questions about the world that I can't answer, like whatever it may be. So instead of that, in that space, you're like, oh, I got to fill this space. That's an interesting sort of behavior replacement moment in any sort of addiction. And that can go a bad way either. So for example, I find myself looking up things on Reddit more and reading Reddit threads. That's a replacement therapy. However, but my Reddit algorithm's very much like music-based, amp-based, guitar-based. So I get like a common thing through there. And I'm not on there all the time. That's a little bit more less addictive in terms of their programming. I feel like it's like you can look things up and read people's opinions.
Sure, there are some vile people in that arena, though.
Oh, absolutely. It's hilarious. It's my favorite part.
I was putting up my hand as in a classroom. Mr. Manis.
No questions.
It wasn't me saying, because you were saying, watching.
Gotcha.
YouTube, I'm not saying that's me. I was putting my hand up to interject.
Yeah.
What I said, I think I was saying, I said, what does that mean? Productive moment. And you naturally listed all these things. I'm learning Lightroom. I'm doing this. I'm doing this. The reason I asked this is because I think we touched on this with Brooke. Like, what is productive? Maybe sitting with your feet up on the couch is productive. That doesn't mean you need to be doom scrolling. I was just introducing the argument, and I think you do agree with this because we've talked about it, that sometimes staring at a wall for half an hour just with your thoughts or out a window is productive. This has been such a big thing in my life, is getting out of the headspace of learning something, moving the needle forwards in a tangible sense, in a way that feels like I'm making progress. That's productivity. And sitting around doing nothing, that's not. That can be, is what I'm arguing. Mm-hmm. I think we need more of that in order to have our more productive moments.
Yeah. So,
okay. Do you agree or disagree, first of all?
I agree. Let's change the word productive to...
Can I introduce a scenario? You're sitting on the couch. Everything is the same. You're talking about scrolling your phone. Everything in that scenario is the same, except there's no screens. Your phone's not in your hand. Netflix isn't on. You are just sitting there. Is that a productive moment? Maybe not, but can it be? And how?
No, it's a meaningful moment. That's what I was going to say.
Interesting.
I'm gonna change productive. Sure, it's a rest or a stop, but I define productive.
Sure, I can't anymore.
Yeah, I think sitting still would not be defined as productive. People can argue me and get into semantics.
What if it's what you absolutely need?
Yeah, then it's go to sleep, rest. What do you need? Rest. So you're sitting wide awake to...
That is rest. That can be like an NSDR, non-sleep deep rest.
Okay. For sake.
Oh, I did not expect that response. Did I irk you?
No, but like we want to talk about words for the 20 minutes. I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying? Like a meaningful moment.
Guys, I was annoying. I got him. All right.
Cut that as a reel, Hillary. Bleep that out.
Wow.
No, fine. Like being productive.
I hear you. I'm annoying. I realize. I have a debater personality. I'm ENTP.
Yeah. Let's change productive to meaningful. I'm having more meaningful moments instead of production, whatever, like getting things done. But I think that comes from that. So is there unproductive moments? Then I would counter with that. And I would say, yes, if there are productive moments, there's unproductive moments.
I'm just still laughing that I got my neck broken. Guy reached through cyberspace and just...
Listen, I've had 1 in 5 years. I think that's reasonable.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is that why you were here?
I'm so glad I rediscovered the soundboard. Are you not entertained, folks?
Yeah,
Come on, Dad got mad at me.
The soundboard's what got me going. It's got me fired up.
Anyways, no, we have fun here. He knows me, I know him. That was a fun little moment. I hear you, though, buddy. I'm just a pain in the ass. Always will be.
Yeah, pain in the ass. For Christ's
Cool.
sake.
Well, I like this for you, anyways.
Yeah. So to wrap it up, I just have more time, and there's more space between things. Like, for instance, we've been doing Tuesday turntables. You, me, Dave Sanford.
Yeah, it's been fun. It's been some good music being shared.
Yeah, and I'll be honest. There's been times we've done it. How many weeks? 4?
I think 4 or 5 now. Ever since we had him on, I think we said on the episode, let's start a group text. And because we were talking about how record players, vinyls, are a chance to practice deep focus, listening to something start to finish all the way through without, Spotify skip, next song. It's a physical analog thing. You have to open up a record, make a choice, put it on. And we said, why don't we start a group chat where every Tuesday we share what music we're going to listen to. It was also an exercise in, hey, we can have this community. It's not offline, I understand, but in a more subdued platform, just SMS, iMessage.
Yeah, it's a nice
it's cool.
sharing. It's we don't get into it. We're not sitting on the phone texting forever. It's just like, hey,
it's a good way to kind of
stay connected.
Inadvertently say, hey, I'm here.
Yeah,
we're boys.
I love it.
Chat all day, but you're important to me enough that I want to see and share music with you.
And this week, I was very excited to put on a record and actually listen to it. So now it's like a space of time where I'm not distracted. I'm not doing other things. So again, this deactivation has just opened up space to be productive or to not be productive, but to be meaningful.
I'm not saying anything. I have my mouth taped.
In whatever you're doing. I'm picking up the guitar a lot. I'm going for more walks. I'm making sure I'm doing my PT for my back. There aren't these moments of escape where you're like, whoa, that was just an hour and I sat here entertained, sending people DMs of reels that are funny. Like, this is a me problem where I was using it, I feel like, too much, and I was just like, hey, it's not what I want to be doing. I didn't do it for the first 35 years of life. I'm not going to do it for the rest. So just a reset. That's that.
I'm glad you didn't say for the second 35 years because we want you around longer than that.
Yeah. You know what happened? I had this one little moment where I was keeping it because I was like, I just did a gig, a Galentine's gig. Let me tell you, there's not enough wildlife in the world to prepare me for a Galentine's gig.
Were you swarmed? You handsome devil?
No. It's just, it was just chaos.
He was swarmed.
It was fun. It was fun. It was different. I love different photography moments and challenges and how can I make this interesting? It was all great. Through DMs, I was like, I'm going to deactivate, but I'm waiting for this payment to go through because that's how we've been communicating in case there's a problem. So as soon as that payment came through, I was like, all right, hey, that was my promise to myself, my bargain. I'm going to go do this. I did it. The next day later, I get a random text from the owner that's like, hey, I just want to make sure the payment went through. I got your number through a co-photographer that I know. Sorry to bother you. And I'm like, see, it still can work. We still can communicate. People can find you if they want to find you. They can reach out, ask questions, and that was that. So,
nice.
Yeah. So I'll leave it at that. Things have been good.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
A share book that can I let people know how much of even more of a nerd I am? I like to read, but I brought out this prop because I just started it and it seemed relevant to your conversation, and I wanted to know if any other listeners have read it. Dopamine Nation by Ono Emke. Relevant to our conversation. Can I read the back?
Yeah. Please.
Dopamine Nation shows that the secret to finding balance is combining the science of desire with the wisdom of recovery. We're living in a time of unprecedented access to high reward, high dopamine stimuli, drugs, food, news, gambling, shopping, gaming, texting, sexting, TikToking, Instagramming, YouTubing, tweeting. The increased numbers, variety, and potency of all of these are staggering. The smartphone is the modern day hypodermic needle, delivering digital dopamine 24/7 for a wired generation. We've all become vulnerable to compulsive overconsumption. Psychiatrist and author Dr. Anna Lembke explores why the relentless pursuit of pleasure ultimately leads to pain and what we can do about it. Condensing complex neuroscience, she illustrates how finding contentment and connectedness means keeping our dopamine in check. Her patients are the gripping fabric of our narrative. Their riveting stories of suffering and redemption give us all hope for managing our consumption and transforming our lives. So I just picked this up. I like to share reading Dopamine Nation by Anna Lembke. I can't recommend it yet because I haven't been through it, but seems like an interesting read.
It sounds good, and
I'll let you know. I'll report back for any of our readers out there.
Dopamine's interesting. I don't know the exact science behind it, but I think with like
Jamie, check that real quick.
Yeah, 70% I would say of dopamine. And this might be individualistic for sure, but for me dropping it, again, I'll be honest of some habits. Middle of the night, I wake up, I might check Instagram, I might scroll for a minute.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's possible. First thing in the morning, I would get to it. Throughout the day, sure, active on it. At work, during a slow moment, check it out. When you take it away at first, so the first couple of days I talk about this phantom behavioral, I already erased it from my phone, but I'm still like mentally I know that, but I'm still going to find it.
Yeah.
And do the thing. So that slowly fades. Then the nighttime wake up, you're like, oh, I can't check it. That might be a conversation at first, but it goes, you get back to baseline. I feel like if you just go with it, you get back to baseline pretty quickly. And then things that are simple, like listening to a vinyl or picking up the guitar, are these very exciting moments in your day where it would have been dwarfed by the scrolling. So it's proof to me that was like the stronger drug, the stronger feeling. Yeah.
By removing that, you're lowering the threshold for what makes life exciting. That's the goal. You're bringing that window down where now a book hits that.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah.
Isn't that wonderful where like a walk is like you look forward to getting outside and being in nature. And
I said you're going to be seeing an 8K soon.
Yeah. So
very cool.
But obviously, I'm withdrawing because I had a swearing flip out on Seth. That was 10 minutes ago.
It was like Christian Bale freaking out on set about that lighting tech. You ever hear that?
Yeah.
It was so good. The guy. Yeah.
Like this guy. That's what Daniel's going to have to do.
Yeah. Well, everybody listening, don't worry. It's because he's in withdrawals. He's.
I'll be back to.
Honestly, it could be true.
I'll be back to my
stoic self.
Stoic self in no time.
I need Instagram to be stoic.
I need the dopamine to be catatonic.
It probably felt good flipping out on me. I didn't take it personally at all.
No, I didn't mean it personally. I love you.
Of course not. It's just we're riffing.
Sometimes siblings need to say,
"Are you not entertained?"
Shut up for me.
I need to be told to shut up frequently. Don't worry. I actually had somebody say to me, you ask a lot of questions. And I was like, what did I say? I said, I'm aware that, and I didn't say it sassily. I just said, I'm aware that I have a curious personality and it's never going to change. So
was this like a new person or an old-time friend? New person, old-time friend, family
business
member?
Contact.
Business
client. I'm going to you, but just they're like, you ask a lot of questions. And I said, I like to be very thorough. I have a very curious mind. It's never going to stop.
Good for you.
I said, I like to know the details of things. That's how I am.
Yeah, especially in a client situation.
Yeah.
More prepared.
Yeah, I can't allude to more than that because whatever. All right.
You sent me an interesting post that got me fired up too, and it was my last hurrah before I
You want to talk about it?
deactivated. Yeah, I thought it was interesting, and I thought it was interesting people's responses. So the last post I saw basically was Seth sent me a post. Correct if my details are wrong, because I was in the middle of doing something or probably work, to be honest.
Hugging your knees to your chest, crying that Instagram was gone.
No, it was still there at that point.
Oh yeah,
but yeah, it was a cabin that would just basically had a 10 slide carousel depicting like how they got burned by hooking up with a content creator to share a 3-day stay for content, and that content, according to them, we haven't heard both sides of the story, but that content never came through, and they used their content and filming from the cabin personally, and those reels and stuff did well visually, and the person felt like they were burned, and like you just set up,
like they were used. Yeah, you just use your own personal views, and I never got
to have a contract to set up your make sure your deliverables are blah 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 blah. So a lot of people are like in the comments, "I'm so sorry this happened to you," which is true. Like that sucks that happened to you. My comment before I left, and then it erased because I deactivated it shortly after.
I didn't get to see it. You're like, I went off in the comments and I raced there. I couldn't find it.
Yeah, because I think I was getting onto Instagram and saw your DM to go deactivate it. And then this I was like, I'm going to go out in a fury. And who knows if anyone ever saw it. But what I said was, first, I'm sorry for that experience. That's tough. But I did double down on, I hate to say it, but like I feel like you have to pay for professional work in anything. Like you have to feel like, hey, if I want this work, I am going to set up a payment plan. Now that might be a stay. That might be you guys agree to a trade of goods, whatever that may be. But it should be laid out. You can't be willy-nilly with people. And anyone that wants to do something willy-nilly, that's probably the result that you're going to get. And it might be like a shame on you twice thing, like fool me once, shame on them, shame on me, whatever the saying is. I'm like George Bush. Fool me once, shame on
play that clip, Daniel.
Yeah. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So maybe they read the comment, but hopefully going forward, they go, okay, if I want 100 photos or I want 50 photos or I want a certain amount of thing, I have to understand what this is worth. And again, for creators, I think be professional. Like if someone came by, I was thinking analogies. If someone came by the street and was like, "Hey, can I redo your roof for free, just for exposure?" And I've never really done this much. I'd be like, that's pretty risky. This seems risky. Something seems wrong with this, and it might work out. But there's a lot of area for it to not work out. And I feel like the people are like, no, this is what it costs. I'm not there to hang out and have fun. I'm there to actually work. Like that's the results you're going to get. And I think this whole trading for stuff sometimes can give the wrong message, and then therefore you get the wrong results. And that was my take on it. I feel bad that happened, and it gives creators a bad name. And there's a lot of us out there that are willing to, or not know the ropes, not know how it works, not know human decency, not know politeness, empathy, like just there's a bunch of people out there that you can just run into like the wrong thing. And I think a contract and being paid shows that someone takes it seriously and does things professionally. Again, not always, but you're just hedging your bets with a contract and deliverables. That's
Plot twist. It was me.
No way. Because then you'd be a psychopath, because your comment was like, it'd be so sarcastic.
This hurts all creators.
Yeah.
It was me.
And it was you.
Screwed them. Didn't deliver anything.
Yeah.
It's been 6 years of the podcast to make it seem like I'm not a psychopath.
Yeah. And I got Seth that deal. So it was also me.
No, that sucks for them. It does hurt all creators, but yeah, I hear you. You want to know what I honestly, this gets people maybe more insight into how I think. Because I like to photograph I haven't done it in a long time. Mm-hmm. The Odd Cabin. I've actually spoken with the creator or the owner of that cabin before. Really nice person. Mm-hmm. In the moment, I smelled opportunity.
Yeah.
To be like, hey, just saw your post. You want to do over with somebody who will give you exactly the opposite of all the things you complained about? Can we set something up?
That's awesome. Did you do that?
No, but I might.
Yeah.
Still fresh.
Yeah.
Like, hey, this person just had a shit experience. I'm going to come in, acknowledge that, show some empathy.
Yeah.
And say, be bold. I'll do the exact opposite of all those things. And you'll feel good about it.
Yeah.
So
I love that.
Yeah. So there's opportunity in shitty moments like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Second part of our episode. You ready?
Yeah.
So second part of today's episode is going to be, I've gone on to photography of threads. I feel like I'm getting the phrasing wrong, which is a good thing. It shows that I spent zero time on there. I just thought it could be, you guys like when we get opinionated. I thought it'd be fun to go on there and find some hot takes in different areas of photography from people. We won't name handles because we don't want to make people feel bad should we drastically disagree. And anyways, find those, read them out to Aaron. Aaron doesn't know what they are, and he's going to agree with their take. Or I guess we, not just Aaron. But I'll present to him first, and then I'll add. Yeah. Just he's a bit spicy.
And I'm ornery, so this should be fun.
Earlier in the episode, so we'll let him go
it's
first.
It's early in the morning. I'm kicking dopamine.
Hurting, I'm probably sure. So
yeah.
Just quit one of the most addictive things on the planet. Guys, just get out of its way today. Okay.
Imagine if
it's a good take, bad take, or kind of a neutral take. So I'll read it out.
You're like, what did you, I'm being all serious. I'm like, hey, I quit Instagram. And you're like, all right, so what'd you replace it with? And I was like, alcohol or some worse drug.
I was actually going to say that earlier on. Like, it's like quitting crack to smoke cigarettes. Like, good job, but.
Yeah. What took its place? Swearing at Seth. That took its place.
Oh, so good.
All right, go on.
Okay, so we'll read them out. We'll say, great take. Some things we agree with, some things we disagree with, or terrible take. I picked about 5 and a bonus one. Aaron doesn't know what they are. Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay. First thread post. You can tell me if it's a good take, bad take, neutral take. You don't need to travel across the world to capture great photos.
Oh, great take.
Great take? Elaborate. Yeah. I mean, it kind of seems like a no-brainer. Like, yeah, duh. Okay, don't worry, folks. We're starting off easy.
No, I think that's a misconception in terms of thought process. I think it's a way to keep you stuck. I think it's a way to keep your camera in your bag to think, I'm not going to get great photos unless I go to Alaska and see bears, or I'm not going to get great photos unless I go to Yosemite and take those incredible, like, seemingly God-made landscapes in front of you.
I felt that way about Lofoten for so long.
Yeah.
Norge.
Yeah. So it's, I think it's something that keeps the camera in the bag to have that opposite thought. You live where you live.
Yeah, and that's a hot take.
That's a hot take. Make that a reel.
You live where you live.
It's the time that the time is right now.
Yeah.
But you live where you live and you're going to be there 98% of the time. So if you're not figuring out some sort of niche, whether it's macro or birding or wildlife, and I'm talking like, you go to Connecticut and you're like, no mountains. Where's the landscapes? What are we going to do?
All right, there's highest density of black bears in North America, maybe.
There's a bunch, so you can make that your mission. There's an amazing shorebird population. You can make that your thing. There's
owls in the
woodland and snowy owls occasionally. But you have owls, you have birds of prey, you have small waterfalls, woodland stuff.
A cozy downtown core, Hartford.
Yeah. A great fall. Like you can make do. I think saying like it's one of those like when that then this, like if that then this sort of philosophies, and I think that take is good to say you can do stuff right where you are. Yeah.
Tying back to the smartphone perpetuates the idea that where you live isn't cool enough when you get bombarded with photos of Norway or Alaska. You step outside in Illinois and look at a cornfield and you go, it's like the last squirt in a mustard bottle.
Yeah. We had Lyndon on.
Amazingly cool though.
Right.
We had Lyndon on over an endless sea of corn stalks. To me, that's wicked. And that's entire. I guess what I'm saying before I'll shut up, because I know you're trying to get a thought out, is anywhere you are is entirely unique. Just inherently. Every place on earth is unique. Find it. I was also laughing at earlier. You saw me going because you said you're going to spend 98% of the time where you live. And I was going to be, well, actually, I think it's 97%, maybe 90, just get you all fired up again. I didn't though. I wish I had. Okay.
Thank you.
Saying Lyndon, previous guest. What about her?
No, if you look at like the road she drives on, it's just grass fields and barbed wire fences. And she goes out on these roads. And finds awesome like birds of prey and some moose, and like you can go out. Like if I were to look at that at its own, I'd be like, that looks boring. Like this is just a road with grass fields. But if you dig into, no matter where you are, there's something of interest. And then photography is there is the part that's not about the subject, it's about an art form. So I assume you live with people, assume you live with architecture, assume you live with sun and shadows and lighting and all that stuff. So I love that take.
What I'll add to the take is it's not mutually exclusive in the sense of you should or shouldn't travel, right? So the argument is you don't need to. I still think if you have the desire to go and create a diverse portfolio, see some of the world, go for that.
Yeah.
But it's not required in order to have good photos.
Yeah.
Okay. So good take. We both agree?
Yeah. If do you need a $10,000 guitar to be a better guitarist? No. It's the same thing. Like there's a point where you can practice your skill, and then when you have the opportunity to maybe go to those places once a year, you are sharp. You have ideas. Like you. So yeah, great take.
All right, great take. Next one. Ready?
Yes.
For good take or bad take, or somewhere in the middle take, I guess. Every time I see or hear a photographer talk about their personal branding and how it is so important, I heave a heavy sigh. It isn't. So in other words, personal branding is not important as a photographer. Go.
Personal branding, can we define that? Just because I don't have it in front.
Exactly. That's exactly where I was going to go with my point. What is that? That is subjective. Go. So I think it's important not to define it objectively.
Okay. So
take it as you will, as with your own personality and perspective.
I think that's a middle take. Because I think there's
a lack of definition.
No, I think there's a balance in I slightly agree with what he's saying, and I slightly disagree, depending on the balance of it. So I think personally that having a bit of a voice or a personality is a decent thing. I do think, especially in the AI world that's coming up, you could have a platform of beautiful curated pictures, but if there's no human behind it per se, it might run a little 2D. There might not be any depth to it in terms of a client looking through stuff. Who am I reaching out to? Is this, what's the, I feel like when you can answer some of those questions for a client or someone that's looking for photography to be able to like, oh, that's the kind of person we want to deal with. I like how they approach things. I like their take on this topic that we're talking about right now. I can relate to them in some sort of way. I feel like that is only helpful. I think relationships are the most important thing, and anything that steps closer towards a relationship or connection is only going to help you. On the flip side of that, if that's all you're doing and becoming like an influencer and it's all about you, I think that can create trouble. And I think you can blur the lines between that was part of my comment in this cabin post was like, enough with these wannabe influencers that give you a folder of like 17 model photos of themselves when they're supposed to be taking marketing photos of your cabin. Like, we sometimes have this main character syndrome where we feel like we're the most important piece of this product. Now, you can be an influencer and you can be the most important piece, but blending the two, there is a balance between, here's my work, I want to do a professional job. This isn't about me. This isn't about me having fun at your cabin. This is about me getting you marketing material, period.
Okay.
So
neutral take. I am going to build off a lot of what you just said, because I think when we hear the term personal branding and why it's so off-putting to so many people is because I think the general sense is that personal branding equals marketing myself. Personal branding equals marketing. I don't necessarily agree, and I understand that it's subjective. That maybe personal branding may be marketing myself for some. For me, my personal brand, if someone said, what's your personal brand? I'd say it's my reputation, in the sense that you know what you're going to get from me. You're going to get quality. You're going to get things on time. I'm agreeable, easy to work with. That's my brand. And I can demonstrate that in so many different ways beyond what I post or me being in a reel. You know?
Yeah.
To me, personal branding equals reputation. And reputation is something you need to guard with your life.
Yeah, I like that.
So that you're not walking the savannah alone, exiled from the tribe. Literally.
Right.
You know? So to build off of your influencer idea, your personal brand as a marketing tool, if your goal is to be an influencer, make income from that, be regarded in the space as an influencer, yeah, your personal brand as a marketing tool is so important. So in this take, them saying it isn't, I would disagree with. If you're trying to be a photographer influencer hybrid, it is very important. However, if you're just trying to be like the rest of us, be a great photographer, you can put style in your photos or videos without needing to worry about a personal brand. I think your personal brand will come across in, let's say you are in those videos, of how you speak, your charm, and then beyond that, back to what I said, your personal brand is your reputation. Do you look people in the eye when you speak to them? Do you do what you say you're going to do? Do you say what you mean and mean what you say? So I agree. Neutral take.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good points for sure.
Okay. Thank you. I'm back on his good side, everyone.
Always loved you.
I wish I had some Titanic soundboards. Jack and, oh no, what's her name?
If we have time, I have a very funny...
Rose. Before everyone's like, you don't know the Titanic characters? Jack and Rose.
I have a very funny Canada story if we have time at the end.
Okay, well, we're recording this on Saturday, February 21st. You'll be listening to this on Monday, February 23rd, if you listen to it when it came out, as you should, which means the gold medal game for Canada-USA men's hockey. It's tomorrow for us, but it was yesterday for listeners. I'm hoping Canada wins. Actually, what am I doing here? Hang on. I got to put my little Canada pin on.
What time is it tomorrow?
8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
8 a.m.?
Yeah.
Wow.
I got to put my little Canada flag pin on, everybody.
There you go.
I stab myself. I start bleeding everywhere. Okay, are we on to the next one?
Yeah,
You can tell your Canada story at the end.
I will.
Okay, there we go. I got my pin now. Let's go, fellas.
There we go.
We had a tough loss to the American
pin
women.
says
I'll acknowledge that. The American women beat the Canadian women. It was a good game, though. The first game was 5-0. We lost, and then it was 3-2, I think, or 2-1 in overtime. So we did better. American women were a really good team. They were the favorites.
Huh, cool.
So give credit where credit's due. You beat Canadians at hockey.
Yes.
We can't go 0-2, though. So I'm hoping the men come through.
Good.
All right, next one.
Yeah.
Real photographers should not care about follower count. They should care about mastering their craft and giving their audience something nice to look at. Let me know if you need me to repeat.
No.
This ties into what we were just talking about.
Yeah, I'm going to go with mostly I do agree.
Okay.
With the thumb turning a little bit, just because, listen, I'm not sure follower count matters entirely, but I do think there is a little bit of external validation, proof in the pudding, social proof,
yeah,
that can do you well to cultivate that sort of thing. I do think there's a point, and that point's not 10,000, 20,000, 30, 100,000. I think that point is like at 1,000. If you're now changing your direction and looking towards, hey, I have 1,000 followers in my field, I'm going to now really focus on the craft. I think the rest will kind of follow with that. I don't think the goal should be gaining followers, because that's a very different task than getting better at photography.
Yeah, what you're talking about is focusing on the fundamentals. I love the saying, the score will take care of itself with relation to sports. We don't stare at the scoreboard and try and make the scoreboard change. We focus on playing well, and the scoreboard will take care of itself. I don't know who actually said that quote, but I like it. Yeah.
Now, if your thing is like, okay, I'm sure there's some unbelievable songwriter in some basement that has never recorded a thing or played in front of people, but loves what they do and has maybe 100 awesome songs in a notebook somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably out there. That's probably happened, and they have no following.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. And they're perfecting their craft, and they're doing it for their own enjoyment. It's their art. It's their therapy. Like whatever it is that works for them, that's fine. At some point, if that person also is like, I want to share this with the world, then a following or people that know your work is important. So it depends on like what you're really trying to accomplish. But again, we've said it a million times, if not 1,000 times, if not one time, it's that your followers, there's no magic that's really going to come from just having a following. Like if that's your only goal is to build numbers, you will be doing this rat race forever. There's no end game to that. You'll be just doing what works to get followers. You're not necessarily improving. You're just following the stream to Nowheresville, in my opinion.
I would agree.
And there's at some point you have to branch off and say like, hey, thanks Instagram, but I got it from here. And I think that number is much quicker than, hey bud, as much quicker than people think.
Yeah, I will agree with, I don't have much to add. The follower count is just an extra, I'll call it a little dollop of whipped cream on, a lot of the time, especially with cold pitches, at the end of an email, I will URL hyperlink to my website first, and below that at Seth Macy. And I have gotten that feedback before where people are like, oh, checked out your website and Instagram. Great work. And if you have great work that exists on your Instagram page, it really only helps if you have a higher number of followers. Now, in terms of weight, how much? it doesn't move the needle further than other things, such as just having a good portfolio, having references, etc. But perhaps that social perception or proof, like, oh wow, there seems to be 10,000 other people who agree that this person's work is worth keeping up to date with. Maybe I'll be a fraction more inclined to consider their business.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Not make or break, but it perhaps, I don't have any empirical evidence or data on this other than anecdotal experience, but it makes sense. Like, we all know when we stumble upon a big profile, the part of the thought is, oh, there must be something to this creator. Now, again, having a low follower count or no profile at all doesn't inhibit your ability to reach certain creative goals. By no means.
By no means.
Yeah, a good, decent take.
Yeah, I think we're
adding a lot of caveats or extras. So for what it is, good take. Real photographers shouldn't care about follower count. They should care about mastering their craft and giving the audience something nice to look at, which is basically saying focus on the fundamentals. Just get better and the rest will take care of itself. So I'll go good take.
On our podcast, we've had, a high percent of the most creative and successful photographers that could care less about Instagram.
Some of my favorite interviews are with people.
Yeah, so it's not the end all be all. If I could relive and give advice to myself, is like get to. I'll just pick a number that I feel like is reasonable. Get to $2,000 followers, and then like play that game to 2,000 if you can. Even 1,000, I think, is a decent number of like, wow, 1,000 people like this guy's work or this girl's work. And from there, divert your attention or efforts, take some eggs from that basket of trying to get followers to, I'm going to perfect my craft.
Yeah. If anything, you learn insights about how the machine works. Should you choose to play in that arena? I know
or have to do work for other clients.
You don't need to, but if you want to play in that arena, know the rules.
Uh-huh.
All right. Ready? Mm-hmm. I like this one. This one we'll get people going. Every brand makes incredible cameras. Stop overthinking which one is best.
Incredible camera. As an equipment junkie with music stuff, camera stuff, I'm gonna say yes overall.
Yes? What do you mean? Like, yes, good take?
Yes, good take.
Okay.
Good take. I think now listen, there are duds. There are things that don't fit you. There is comfort. Switching from Nikon to Sony, a whole new menu system. I was like, this sucks.
Because it's not what you're used to, yeah.
It's not what you're used to. Doesn't mean the camera sucks. The capabilities are there.
You suck. I think not you listeners. I love you guys.
I think there are duds. I do think there's a competition in terms of like, if you're in this general price range of gear, whether it's guitars or cameras or TVs, you are going to have a good piece of equipment. I think it's about doing the research and not overthinking. Oh, if I had this, I think it would be better. Oh, this thing has a new animal eye tracking. That's going to make the difference. There's little perks and things to certain cameras, and I like how Sony does this better than Nikon. I like how Nikon looks like this better than Canon. It's almost like they talk together and they're like, hey, let's all be experts at one special thing, and that'll keep all our competition great. It's finding what works for you and going with it. I was the worst at this with golf and thinking like, it's the equipment. It was always the swing.
Always.
It's always the swing. And I love those, like Bryson DeChambeau has these YouTubes of like, can I shoot under par with senior flex junior set? Like, and takes out these clubs that are not for him and figures it out.
Yeah.
And I just think, you can overthink that to death. You can spend money endlessly trying to just chase your own tail. figuring out like what works perfectly. And there's no answer to that.
Yeah, I don't have much to add, and I know we're on a time frame here, and I want to get through the rest of the stuff.
Yeah.
I will say, though, you head into the territory when you fret. If you're a gearhead, by all means, like dig deep into specs and pick one thing over another because it makes you happy. We have no problem with that.
Yeah, I am. Buy stuff. Have fun.
I don't have any problem with anything you do, so long as it's not illegal and it, helps society. But I digress. So I will say, though, that we can head into the tendency, we like to do this as people, majoring in minor things.
Mm-hmm.
So I do agree with the take, like there's good cameras across all the big 4 majors. One may not suit your natural ergonomic tendencies, but you'll figure it out and you'll do great. Like you said, of course, there are duds. I remember your Z7 you had a lot of problems with.
Yeah.
It's going to happen with every brand, with every business throughout the course of its lifespan. On the whole, though, there's a lot of R&D. There's a lot of history. There's a lot of knowledge that lives on these companies. They're going to make good stuff.
Yeah.
So don't get lost. I mean, people might say majoring in minor things. Picking my camera isn't a minor thing. No. But maybe swimming in the specs for 2 weeks, and so much so that you're unable to make a decision.
Yeah.
You're majoring in the minor.
Well, I think if I can just add to this real quick, I think it's a great analogy of in the guitar world. Okay, there's different guitars, and they range from $500 to priceless.
Mm-hmm.
There's a point where like, oh, I'm at this skill level. I want that more expensive guitar. That's awesome. That's cool if you can afford it, and it's great, but that does not change the skill level. So that guitar, it's still just right in front of you. This camera, whether it's this camera or another camera, it's right in front of you. And the skill is like, how much am I using it? So I think the question that you need to ask yourself is like, wow, I'm practicing photography, and every single day I'm going out there. I have clients. There's a limitation to my gear that I know that is hurting me.
Yeah, we've talked about this.
Yeah, you had one. Whether it was megapixels or tracking eye or an autofocus.
Megapixels, wanting to remain distant from wildlife, and then wanting more megapixels so that I could keep that distance and then crop in and have the same res that I do now.
And your original camera was very low on the megapixels, so it made it very hard for you.
Yeah, but I am grateful for that low megapixel camera because it forced me to learn skills such as how do I get close to animals? How do I position myself better? How do I anticipate better? Okay, now I have better gear. I know all these fundamental skills, and I have more res now.
Yeah,
which is why we talk about earning your way to good gear.
Yeah. So there's nothing that beats hard work, I guess, is our point. Like that will do way more than buying something more expensive.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah.
You got ready for one more? I know you have a hard stop in 7 minutes. So
no,
your back by screaming too.
No, my back's beautiful. Jeez, I love it.
Wow.
Anyways.
Good. All right. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
So what did we say on that last one? Good take? Good take.
Yeah.
All right. New one. New thread post. I legit can't tell you how a camera sensor works, and I've had my work featured in National Geographic. Nothing matters. Just take photos and share them with people. Aaron, for all of you who aren't on Facebook, is doing this like bob and weave thing.
I'm thinking.
Processing. While you think, I'll say, shout out to my what's the philosophy? Nothing matters. What is that?
Nihilism.
Nihilism. I don't know why I couldn't come up with the word. Shout out to my I relate to that.
Nihilistic friend.
Yeah, but nothing matters. You get to choose what matters. That's where I've come to find my enlightenment. Anyways.
Yeah, again, you in the audiophile world we're talking about turntables. There's literally people that have separate sources of electricity for their turntable system that's conditioned and tuned to fit exactly the voltage that needs to go into their tubes. All their wiring is
Wow.
gold plated.
Happy for those people, but that's diabolical. I couldn't get on board with that.
Right. There's a point, I think, in this quote or this take where it is true. Like, sure, understanding the basic fundamentals of your camera and how it's working and how light impacts it and when's the best time to shoot, like those sort of fundamentals, and getting out and learning from mistakes. Like, oh, I tried to do wildlife at 12 noon and my photos look like crap because there's dark shadows everywhere.
Yeah.
You learn, like, oh, that's why people say golden hour. Okay. And you figure that stuff out. So getting out there and doing the thing is way more important than not doing it and then just studying, like, well, how's the sensor work on the camera? Yeah, it's complicated. How does that work? How does sound come out of a speaker? I don't know. And like imitate a voice, that's insane to me. Like, how's that even work? But if I'm trying to create
a photographer, not understanding that in depth.
Yeah. So go do the thing with the tool and learn from it.
Yeah, I think the argument here is that there can be like a purist take of how you should know how your camera sensor works. This person's saying, I have no idea how it works, and I've had my work featured in a big, well-known publication.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think this gets back to if you're a techie person and you want to learn all that stuff, it's not all it's going to do is help you understand how your light and gear works. That's good. You don't need it though. You don't need it. I do say though, study your camera manual. It's useful.
Yeah, definitely.
So good take.
Yeah, learn the settings, learn the menus. That's really frustrating, like out in the field, if you're like, I need this, and you have no clue where the menu item is. Like, really try to study the menus. That's a big tip.
Good take.
Yeah, good take.
Last one, you got time?
Yeah, I do.
Last one of the day, last thread.
Make it a juicy.
I struggled with in the early days.
Huh? Make it a juicer.
Other photographers are not your target clients. Stop catering your work to them.
Yeah, I love that
classic. Who are we? Are we trying to win the affection of our peers and colleagues?
Yep.
Or is it more important that people who aren't photographers are enamored by our work?
Yeah, I used to definitely. I agree with this. Thumbs up.
Double thumbs up. I used to make so much work hoping for the validation of my colleagues, which, like, sure, that's great.
Yeah.
But other photographers aren't going to be your clients.
No.
And we want people maybe who, sure, it's nice to have other photographers following us for sense of community, but I think it's more valuable to have people who have way less insight into this field of art, just regular people following your work and admiring it. Those are going to be people who buy prints.
Yeah, that's the one.
I get that photographers buy other photographers' prints as a show of support, but it's way less common.
Yeah. And I would go with, like, not really.
Not really.
They do, but not really.
I don't have any prints of yours in my house.
Which is a shame.
You don't have any of mine. It's because we hate each other, apparently.
Yeah.
So, anyways, what do you think? I give it a double thumbs up.
No, to be fair, it's we're both photographers. So Seth, you have a picture of a grizzly bear, and I go, yeah, so do I. So I'm gonna, unless I'm like directly trying to support you,
exactly.
But it's honestly not for the photography. It would be a challenge to me. I want to make a photo that's better than that, and then hang it in my room.
Yeah, it'd be the support. I like this person.
Yeah,
the work is good on top of it.
Or like friends have been like, hey, I'm in a tough spot. I'm doing a print sale, or it's for a fundraiser or whatever. And like, you support it. Yeah. But it's, if it was just about photography, I'd want to do it myself. So I really agree with that. If you're looking for clients, if you just want support for your photography in a community of photographers, then does not matter. That take does not matter. But if you plan one day to sell prints, I always made that joke of like, I'm advertising to a bunch of photographers that have the
Yeah, it's
same
you that said this
photos.
before. Yeah. Why am I
like,
advertising to other photographers?
I'm not going to sell prints.
No.
They already have the tool.
Because they're also not as amazed by the work because they do it. You want someone who's, whoa, how close were you to that bear? That's crazy. Who just like don't get it.
Yeah. Yeah. Good take.
Good take.
Good
It's been a
take.
pleasure talking with you today.
Yeah. Want to hear my quick, funny Canada story?
Do, yeah. I promise you could talk about it. It better put us in a good light.
It does. A casual light. That's just different than
Tell me your Canada story.
So my middle school went to Quebec for a French trip.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, and it was a great time. They did dog sledding. They did a bunch of different things, but this surrounds the dog sledding event. So there's a bunch of groups, and the Canadian dog sled team, the dogs were in pens, ready to run, and the woman was like, "They're really friendly and they're playful." So one of our chaperones went in, and she said like 20 huskies surrounded her, and huskies play hard, and like pieces of hair were flying off her mittens, her gloves, whatnot. One got hit in the head and had a bloody nose, and like there's blood all over the snow. And the Canadian chaperones or leaders, guide tours were just like, yeah, they're so friendly. Like, all right, let's get out. Like, sorry about that, and let's get to the dog sledding. So this lady has like her hair in her hand, and no one cares. Everyone's just chill. No one's freaking out. They get in the dog sled and they take off, and they're flying, and they go around the turn, and they get freaking launched into a bank of snow off the dog sled. The other group just keeps going around and comes and picks them up, and then was like, that was fun. Like, no mention of like just a casual dog sledding adventure, which was chaotic and fun. But the Canadian attitude overall was just like, all right, this is what we do. This is what we do.
Okay. I mean, I can't really comment. I'm not a frequent. I don't think I've ever dog sledded.
No.
I can't speak for the Quebec in terms of like, I don't know Quebecers stereotypes inside and out, but kind of checks out. I think you could get that experience in any province.
Yeah.
You just described. Yeah. Like, okay, you wiped out. Let's keep her going there, bud.
Now, here's a question culturally.
Okay.
America's just very Sioux conscious and liability conscious.
Okay.
I don't know if there's a different sort of vibe there, because like just in America, I don't think there'd be like, no, you do not pet the dogs. You don't touch the dogs. You pay to sit here. You're strapped in. Like, this is the thing. We want no liability.
We're pretty chill in that sense, I think.
Yeah, it's just like, let's have some fun. It'll be all right.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Definitely the liability thing would be common.
Yeah.
Like, it depends where you are.
Yeah, I suppose.
Depends where you are. Like, are you in a metropolitan area? Are you more in a lax town or a county?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the fact that your dog's sledding in Quebec, like, those are probably people that are going to have a different approach to life.
Yeah, I suppose you could find that anywhere. But it was just a funny visual of like
good stuff.
Walking into a pen of 20 huskies and just being mauled.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing inherently stereotypical in that story, I don't think.
No, it's not about Canada. It's more just a Canada story because we just visited as a
school.
school.
And they were just like, "Oh, are you okay there?"
Yeah. All right.
Oh, okay.
Next stop. Flying off the sled.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, buddy.
All right, buddy.
See ya.
See ya.